Good evening, everyone. This is Dana, and welcome to my podcast, Talk About Everything, All About Nothing. I have my daughter Mickey with me tonight, and we have a special guest.
This is my cousin, Tasia. And on this mini-sode, we're going to talk about...
Is there anything you'd like to talk about, Tasia? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Tasia, but my family calls me Mookie, especially on my dad's side. And I'm from Mullins, and I'm 17.
Tasia, you have a hobby that you like to do that we all enjoy doing. What is it?
I definitely like to listen to music. I don't know if people would consider that a hobby, just more of something that, you enjoy. But I guess a hobby, in my opinion, is something that like playing an instrument or something like that. And I do play flute. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm just like extremely passionate about it. I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
She enjoy it, but Mooka, how do your music look? Because most 17-year-olds do not have a what? A record player in 45s.
Oh yeah. See, I like having a record player because it's not like it's like traditional, as opposed to having like a cell phone just connected to your Bluetooth speaker. It's more aesthetic, kind of.
I do know.
Mooka, do you have any types of music that you like? Is very unusual for people my age, and I really don't see why, and I don't see how everybody isn't listening to this genre of music, but it's jazz. I could talk about jazz all day, 1920s, 1930s, and 40s. Like, that entire period of time was just, like, amazing for music, and I wish everybody would actually take the time to sit down and listen to some jazz music. It is so therapeutic to me, or maybe it's just me.
How did you get into it?
Actually, funny story, I was actually going to your house, and it was like a really long car ride. It was especially long because it was hot, and I don't know why time goes by so slow in the heat. But I was going there, and I was like, you know what, I've been listening to the same artist back and forth, and at that moment it was Michael Jackson. I had an obsession with Michael Jackson.
God, she had an obsession.
It was like, Jesus. I've been listening to...
She hijacked my videos.
Oh, yeah, I did. I do remember that. And so I was like, you know what? I've been listening to Michael Jackson for like 3 years. I'm a little, or probably more, to be honest. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch it up. And then so I started watching this video. It was like Looney Tunes or something. And I was like, what's that music in the background? Is that jazz? I'm going to look up some jazz. So I looked up this video on YouTube, and it's from Holiday Music or something like that. It's just like a bunch of jazz classics. Mm-hmm. And I listened to the whole thing. It's about an hour long, and I loved it. And after that, I found more artists that I enjoy, especially not as much Ella Fitzgerald, but I love Billie Holiday, Louis Armstrong, Artie Shaw, all of that. I love it.
How you feel about modern jazz? I like my older jazz music, but I like modern. I like the guy Matt Holiday. He's awesome jazz singer, and I was like, he gives me that old world star, but then he makes me feel like, I think I could kind of groove with this, but he's still in the jazz genre of family. So, how do you feel about modern jazz to contemporary old jazz?
I haven't really listened to a lot of modern jazz, and the little bit that I do hear, it hits, it slaps, just a little bit, but it's not something to me I can listen to this all day. It's not something like that to me. Oh, and by the way, the Ink Spots, love them. What's going on in your life, Mooka?
As a 17-year-old girl.
As a 17-year-old. Nothing much. I mean, I just got my license, so
woo-hoo.
Thank you. A little something. Driver's school was it wasn't difficult, but when you overthink things, like, everything is difficult. So, but I think I did pretty good. And then I finally saved up enough money to be able to contribute to buying my car. And I've been able to do that because of my job. I work in fast food, and it's kind of difficult to manage school and work, But as long as you find some type of balance, and people always say that, oh, life is easy, just find a balance. But finding a balance is not easy. It's really, really not. So I've been trying, just trying my best to, manage everything.
You still being a 17-year-old teenager, are you rolling into adulthood and can't get your footing like you want?
Mm-hmm. Precisely. I think a lot of people had that problem though. I think it's gonna get better.
The transition. Yeah. I always gonna see you as the little girl that I met 17 years ago at our grandmother, because most people don't realize Mookie is my first cousin. And she is my kid's second cousin, but since she's so much younger than even my children, people automatically assume that she's like my niece or something. I was like, she's not my niece. My mom could be her grandmother.
Could be.
And acts and is, when you think about it, she's actually her aunt. And it's like, but when I met Mookie, she was this little old baby, and it's like, and how many siblings, Mookie?
6.
She's the baby of 6 siblings, so she is it 6, or we leave people? No, it's look at it now. She's in the count. She's counting.
Yeah, 6. Because three girls. 6.
Yeah, 6, and she the baby of these 6 siblings. So it's she looked at it like they don't want her to, she's the favorite, but she's the favorite among everybody. Like she's the favorite among us and my mom and her siblings, and like she do stuff on Facebook. It's nothing trashy. It's nothing. It's not. Oh God, it's Mookie again. Look at this. Oh my God, what is she doing? It's never that. It's always about she's succeeding in school. She's doing this. She's maintaining her job. She's. This room could be better, but hey, my house can fit in her room, so I'm proud of her actually. So Mookie, do you have anything that you aspire to be?
I actually wouldn't mind being in law enforcement, probably by a police officer, but, officers obviously where you want to start, but you want to I want to climb up that ladder. So I wouldn't mind being a chief. I don't think you can be a police officer though until you get 21. So up until then, I thought about, I don't know, just having kind of, I wouldn't say a regular job, because being a police officer is kind of a regular job, but
stressful.
Yeah, I'd imagine so, because you see it on TV all the time, cases with George Floyd and stuff like that. People, oh my God, police officers,
Breonna
terrible,
Taylor.
Terrible people. Police officers, horrible people. No, your children don't want to be police officers. Don't encourage people to be police officers. They're these horrible people, right? But that's not true,
because like I said, our grandfather was a police officer, a good man at that. And like I said, they have to be good people from the start. And I say people get around other people and take on those people's mindset and attitudes. See, but you got to be the stronger one. Like, look, I got my own mindset. I'm a good person. I got a good heart. And I got to give people a chance. But you also put as a police officer, you put yourself in dangerous situations.
Right.
But you got to always know, follow your training. But if your training is always to pull a gun before you pull your taser or before you talk to a person, of course you're going to mess up every single time.
And I don't think I would have that mindset to do that, because I'm a people person when it comes down to it. I'm not gonna go out in the street and say, "Hey, who wants to be my friend?" But I'm a people person. I can work with people, and I'm definitely going to make pulling out a gun or a taser the very last resource. I don't think I would end up doing that a lot in my career.
No, that's a good thing. But if it calls for it. Because like I said, I was listening to an episode today, another young female got shot by a police officer. But he pulled her, and he didn't pull his gun. She pulled her gun first. He shot him. And then we in an uproar, another black female got shot. She shot the police officer first. Even if she had shot somebody that wasn't a police officer, you pulled this gun over a dumb situation.
Futile.
So you didn't have to do that, because he came up to you and he was talking to you. You allowed him to talk to you and all that. But as soon as he asked it, he asked to look in your purse. You allowed him to look in your purse. As soon as he spot this in your purse, you grab it and shoot the man. That's how we do. We want fair and equal treatment as police officers. We can't be the stupid ones.
Right.
You got anything you want to ask him, man? Mick is giving a thumbs up even though you can't see it. And we're getting late in the day, and this is our introduction to our cousin Mookie. Her name is Tasia Gabo.
We will be seeing her.
We will definitely be seeing her, and then next she's going to come with us when I do some more live episodes on this side of the border, because we're in South Carolina, where she will be with us, and I might have to hire her as a part-time PA, because I got Peanut and Antonio Rollins do what he wants to do sometime. But I am happy you are on my podcast.
Thank you.
I also thank my sponsors. I like to thank wherever you listen to podcasts on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, YouTube. Please enjoy these episodes. This is our first mini episode with someone, which is a live guest, and I think she did awesome.
Thank you.
So we'd like to say good night. And this is my podcast, Talk About Everything, All About Nothing. And my guest would like to say
Good night.
good night.